Morning everyone and welcome back. And today we've got 3 group walks to do, 3 group dog walks. So it's going to be a pretty steady day, which is ideal. So I'm going to take you guys along for the ride because it'll just be easier to manage with the camera and stuff like that. If I've got like loads of dogs that are all just bonkers, it's quite hard work to film at the same time. So we've got quite a steady group today. We've got three good walks to do. They're all, I think we've got a 5 in the first one, a 4 in the one after that, and 4 in the one after that. I'm going to take my lab in the last one. We're going to do a little bit of training with him around like the other dogs and the group settings and things like that, just to freshen him up a little bit. But yeah, we've got 3 group walks today. No idea if it's going to pour it down or not. So I've got a waterproof on and some sandals just in case it ends up being warm and wet at the same time. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes, and I'll let's get into it. I'll take you guys on the road. So that's dog number 1 picked up. It looks like I can't move because I've just skipped scenes, but we've just picked up the Springer. She's absolutely bonkers, but she's good as gold. So we're going to make a move now, and we're going to go get the other 4 who are just as bonkers. Right, so that's the last 4 picked up. These 4 that we've picked up are all from the same house, so they all live together. So they've got that sibling sort of energy and that play, and they get a little bit boisterous. So you might see some of that, you might not. I'm going to try and keep that calm because they do get a little bit wild, to be honest. The Springer that we've got, she'll just set off anyway, so she won't be a part of that. But yeah, we've picked them 4 up. We've got all 5. Well, let's get up to the moors. Right guys, we've picked everyone up. We're finally up at the moors, and I still can't tell if it's going to rain or not, but I think we've timed this just right. The only good thing about it when it's like borderline whether or not it's going to pour it down is that there don't tend to be as many walkers and many people out with the dogs and stuff in this particular bit. So it'll be quiet on the moors, which makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about running into people too much. But I think I can just see one person left, and I think they're at the gate now, so we'll give them a couple minutes and we'll get them out of the way and we'll get in there. Right, so we're finally into the moors now. We've got these guys still on. The Spaniel is down there doing Spaniel things. So general rule of thumb when I'm walking a big group, well, this might not be big to a few people, but it's big enough for me. You only get let off really when they've had a poo or a, you know what I mean, or if I know that the dog will only typically go when it's off lead, they'll get to go off and then I'll go over and pick that up and sort that out. But a general rule of thumb for me when I'm walking groups is that they only get usually let off until they've done a bit of business, and that way I just don't miss any, because the last thing I want to do is leaving picked up here in the morning. It's not what we want. So I'll try to keep a close eye on it. Typically if I know that they'll stay pretty close and they go pretty quick, then I'll let the couple off and stuff like that, but they always all get off. But yeah, she's one of those that just likes to do it as soon as you get out of the car, so I know that I'll get her out of the car first, and then she just goes instantly, so I'll tie that up, put that in the box, and then these guys will typically go on the way down. But the plan is, because of the guys that we've got today, is to head up to that triangle point up there. Yeah, we'll probably head like directly up there, because it's easier to manage and I can guide the dogs to a single point where there's no escape route. These guys are typically pretty good, but I want to be able, if I'm up there, I can see pretty much everything that's going on, so I've got loads of time to react and sort these guys out, because they're all pretty well behaved, but they do get a little bit boisterous, so it's something I just want to keep on top of. everybody's off lead now, chilling. They do, like I say, the big guys, they get a little bit vocal. They have that sibling sort of play where they just jump and growl and scratch, but still watch them even though they're siblings. I know they won't do out to each other, but so I keep the groups pretty small when I'm with them. If you get another like an entire male into a group that doesn't take kindly to growling and that sort of behaviour, it'll escalate super quick. But these guys are alright. Like I say, the spaniel Bonker, she just stays out of the way. But no, we'll keep an eye on them guys. Sit up. You see what I mean about the sibling energy? Happens a lot with like litter mates. They get really boisterous with each other. It's easy to see in like my lab and my shepherd, even though they're not actual siblings because we rescued the shepherd. They play a fight like the brother and sister. Honestly, they just chase each other, grab each other, they jump on each other. It's absolute bonkers. Not something I would allow in like groups that are just like mixed together from separate households, because it'd just be carnage and it'd just go wrong. But yeah, we're about most of the way through this walk now, so I'm going to put the video down. I'm going to take a few pictures of the guys and I'll catch up with you guys back at the car. And one thing that I super highly recommend is like a decent treat pouch if you're doing group walks and stuff like that. So I have one of these bad boys, a little silicone treat pouch, and inside it I have the dried liver sausage, but it's great for using, like, the dogs do like the sausage though, I must admit. But it's great for like using the pate and wet treats, and if you're raw feeding like I am, it's great. You could just put a little bit of raw in there and just a bit of silicone glove and palm it out for like high reward treats if they're behaving and stuff like that. Obviously not to the groups, to your own dogs if they're raw fed, but yeah, highly recommend one. Makes like everything just so much easier. You wash it out at the end of the day. Yeah, highly recommend it. That's it for walk number one. Walk number one's done. We've got these guys. They're all chilling behind now. They've been running around like madheads for the past hour, so they're pretty goosed. So we're almost back at the gate now. Well, there's a good chance with the group we've got, and the fact that it's so quiet up here, that we might come up here again with the other groups. Just because it's easier, I like it, and I can see everything. So yeah, it might be a day up here, but we'll see. But yeah, we're back at the car now, and we'll get these guys dried and dropped off. We'll pick up the next group. Alright guys, we're on walk number 2. I couldn't film this little intro in the car to let you know what dogs we got, because I've got a Weimaraner that gets a little bit vocal when he gets a little bit excited. He just like yaps Yapsing car to get out, so obviously that would have been nice for your guys' ears. I want to subject you to that. So, walk number 2, and just as predicted, it's absolutely pouring it down. Well, ish. Tad wet. Have my Sheppy, the Weimaraner, as mentioned before, gorgeous bouncy Vizsla, and of all dogs in this little group, we've got a little Shih Tzu. These guys are all good as gold. They've pretty much got pretty good recall. Yeah, little pups, but they're all as mad as each other. So they're quite good to have. So they're all quite good to have off lead together, because and we can just sort of adventure through, because they all listen, they're all pretty well behaved, and like I said, we've got time and they're not bothered about the rain. But yeah, absolute bonks of a group, full of energy, full of ready to go. And then, like I say, we've only got one more to do after this, and again it's going to be quite a small group. Again, it's going to be another 4, one of which is my Labrador, so it'll only be 3 client dogs in that group, so it shouldn't be too bad. What is that? Good girl. Mia's found a ball. These guys should be alright, they're not too possessive. Come on, folks. Look at you. Excuse me. What have you found, kid? Yeah, so typically I don't allow balls on the walk. I don't bring toys. I don't bring balls or bring frisbees, hope for them to throw or chase, purely because if you get like 3 or 4 dogs deciding that they want this one toy, do you know what I mean? It could escalate. It might not, depending on your groups. If you've grouped them up right, this should be alright. But there's no to say one doesn't decide that it's theirs and it could escalate and they start fighting over a ball. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. But when we're up here, I would rather just run around everywhere. Yeah, I would rather run around everywhere, sniff and do other things. But yeah, typically I don't bring toys, but I mean, these guys will be alright. She's found the ball on the walk. It's a chuck it as well, so it's not a bad ball. Keep that bad boy. But yeah, I'll let her have it. These guys don't seem too mad. The little Shih Tzu's not fussed about balls. My Shepherd's not really fussed. She's more fussed about chasing other dogs and anything that's alive. And the big lad, the Weimaraner, typically mind. So pretty steady. I'll let her keep this one. I won't take it off her. Seems quite happy about it. So. So when it comes to like professional dog walking, we always talk about like grouping them up, like suitable groups for each dog and stuff like that. And sometimes the way the logistics works in the group, and it doesn't always happen to get it, you don't always get it perfect. So you might ask why. Then I've put the little Shih Tzu with 3 big dogs. Because obviously you think you'd put with smaller dogs and stuff like that, but the shepherd is mine, and I know her temperament. She's not that bad. She won't run around, but she won't do anything that could cause her any damage or anything like that. She's quite very gentle with smaller dogs. She's really well behaved with them, very maternal in that way. I know the Vizsla and the Weimaraner, she goes on the walks with the Weimaraner quite a lot, and he's quite steady, he's not too crazy. So they will have a bound, but they don't get mad with it. The Vizsla is super bouncy, don't get me wrong, but she's very gentle, she's more focused on other things, so she won't really do anything. So I know that this group that we've got aren't going to get to the point where they're gonna start like causing issues towards a little dog. That they could be called off if it did get a little bit rowdy, but it's quite a suitable group. Funnily enough, the Shih Tzu does really enjoy going out with the bigger dogs and chasing them and doing other things. So she's quite well suited into this group. Normally she does go with some of the smaller dogs, but she still plays with the big ones. She gives as good as she gets. But yeah. Just in case anybody were wondering why I decided to put a small dog with the big dogs, and it's because she does fit in quite well with this group, and the group's nature and the temperament's quite calm at times. So yeah. Right, so we've just about finished the second walk and it's starting to clear up. Bloody typical. It's not been too bad. Everybody's just a wee bit wet. Still running around like madheads. Yeah, good as gold. Like I say, we've only got one more walk to do, so it shouldn't be too bad. Another steady group. Right, so we're back at the car now. We didn't get much footage of that one because it was just a tad wet, wasn't it, to be fair. But everybody's wrapped up, towelled up, car's steamy as anything. So yeah, so we're gonna get these guys dried and dropped off back home. We'll get the third group and then we'll get back up here and we'll do the last walk. Right, so we're on walk number 3 now. The rain's died off slightly, but that wind's picked up, so I apologise if it sounds a bit windy. It's because it is. And in this one, we've got these guys. Got 2 Labradors, and a Tolleen Shepherd, or Sheepdog, and a French Bully. Yeah, so we've got a fair old mixture in this one as well, and they're all good as gold. But yeah, we're almost at like the little bit of a crest now, so when we're at the crest I'll let the other 2 off. Not because they ain't got recall, it's just because one of them, like, she just bombs around like a madhead. And the other one can be funny with dogs that she hasn't met before, so I don't want anyone appearing on us. But yeah, we're about here now. I'll let the other guys off and you can have a look at everyone. Labrador. Well, off we go. So obviously my my Labrador and the Frenchie, the Anatolian, are actually the dogs that I've had the absolute longest. They're like the OGs of Odin's paws. These guys were with me pretty much from the start. So, because obviously I started my business shortly around when we got Odie. She came shortly after, but then the Anatolian, we actually ended up with a little bit before. We're on it together for quite some time now. But they're all good as gold. The Anatolian, she's a rescue and she just likes to stay the distance, but this wind's getting pretty bad, so I'm going to shut up and we'll just I'll let you guys watch the dogs for a wee bit. Right, but I know it's been a wet day, hasn't it? But despite the wind and despite the rain, it's still probably one of the best jobs ever. I'd still much rather be doing this with these guys than being stuck in an office somewhere. Get me out up here any day of the week. So yeah, so this is about it for the third walk. Now we didn't get much of this one because weather's just not been too brilliant. Dogs are bonkers as usual. But yeah, we'll probably we'll slowly make our way back to the car. We've been a good hour, so we've done, like I say, we've done 3 walks. So that's 3 hours of walking. We're going to be done ⅓ at late, like 2 o'clock at the absolute latest, depending on traffic. Started at 9. 3 hours of walking, 2 hours of messing around driving. It's not bad at doing all that. So it's not been a bad day. Not been a bad day. Dogs have been pretty good today, steady away. So yeah, so we'll get back to guard, get these guys off, get dropped off. What do you reckon, kid? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. So we'll catch you in the next one.